Las Vegas 2012. Team USA training camp. An athletic trainer's phone rings at 4:15 in the morning. It's Kobe Bryant asking for help with conditioning. They finish conditioning at 6, waits until 6:45, and then Kobe starts shooting. When the trainer comes back at 11, he's still out there, because Kobe's target that morning was never a length of time. This is the story people tell to prove that Kobe Bryant was insane, but that's the lazy reading. What actually happened that morning was a system running exactly as designed. A system with 4 separate parts, all of them documented, all of them copyable. Most people copy the wrong part. They copy the alarm clock. Start with what the internet gets wrong. Search his training and you'll find the 666 workout, 6 hours a day, 6 days a week, 6 months a year. It's on 1,000 websites. It's sourced by none of them. Not a lie exactly, just untraceable and shaped to be shared. The documented number is smaller, stranger, and far more useful. 800, that was the number. Not 800 shots, 800 makes. The session did not end at a time on a clock. It ended when the 800th ball went through the net, which means a bad morning didn't get shorter. A bad morning got longer. When the trainer asked him about it later, Kobe's answer was 11 words long. I wanted 800 makes. So yeah, just now, no speech about greatness. Just an output and the amount of time it took to produce it. Part 1 of the system is the part everyone quotes and almost nobody understands. Kobe explained it himself, and it isn't about being tough. It's arithmetic. Your body needs recovery between hard sessions. That's fixed. So the only variable you control is how early the first session starts, because that determines how many recovery windows fit inside one day. Now run the same day for the person who wakes up at 10. Train at noon. Recover, train again at 6. Shower, dinner, sleep. That person did everything right. They trained hard twice, and they lost on the calendar before they ever stepped on a court. Look at the 2 days side by side, and the difference stops being about willpower. One day contains 2 blocks of work, the other contains 4. Over a week, that's a small edge. Over a season, it's a different athlete. Kobe's own framing was blunt about where this ends up. And this is the part that makes it dangerous. The gap doesn't add, it compounds. 2 extra sessions a day, 6 days a week is roughly 600 extra sessions in a single year. Do that for 5 years and there is no summer intensive, no hired trainer, no late surge of motivation that closes the distance. The math has already closed the door. His words, as the years go on, the separation you have with your competitors and your peers just grows larger and larger. By year 5 or 6, it doesn't matter what kind of work they're doing in the summer. They're never going to catch up. Part 2 is why the 800 matters more than the 4 a.m. Researchers who study elite performance, starting with Anders Ericsson, found that raw hours predict almost nothing. What separates the top of a field is the structure inside those hours. Kobe's structure was built on a rule that sounds obvious and almost nobody follows. 20 seasons, 1 team, 33,643 points, 4th most in the history of the league when he walked away. 5 championships, 2 finals MVPs, 18 all-star selections, 12 all-defensive teams, 9 of them first team, which tells you the obsession was never only about scoring. But here's the number people skip. Kobe Bryant missed more shots than any player in the history of the NBA. That record stood until 2024. He was, statistically, the most prolific misser the sport has ever produced, and that is not an embarrassing footnote to the system. It is the system. Watch what a make target does to a session. You miss, so the session extends. The extension is not punishment, it's feedback. It tells you immediately that something in the mechanics is off. You fix it while the miss is still fresh. And you cannot finish the day by lying to yourself because the net keeps score, not the clock. For all of that work, his career shooting accuracy was about 45%. Read that again. The most disciplined shooter of his generation missed more than half of what he threw at the rim. Mastery is not the elimination of failure. It's the industrialization of it. Part 3 is the one almost nobody talks about, and it's the most transferable thing he did. Kobe hunted for information other players couldn't be bothered to read. He watched film not for highlights but for tells. He asked opponents questions after games, and in his own book he describes the strangest example of it. He read the referee's handbook, the actual rulebook for officials where each of the 3 referees is supposed to stand, and therefore what each of them cannot see. In his book he wrote, "I learned where those zones were, and I took advantage of them. I would get away with holds, travels, and all sorts of minor violations, simply because I took the time to understand the official's limitations." Sit with how odd that is. Every player on the floor operated inside a system of 3 officials with fixed positions and predictable blind spots. The information was public, it was published, and as far as we know, 1 man in the league went and read it. Same instinct, bigger version. 2009. Kobe has just won his 4th title. He flies to Houston with 1 day free and asks a retired Hakeem Olajuwon to teach him footwork in the post. Olajuwon picks him up from his hotel. They work about 5 hours straight. The next season, Kobe wins the championship again and finals MVP. That's the move worth stealing. He was already the best player alive at his position, and he went looking for a teacher. Most people stop asking questions the moment they start being called good. Kobe treated being good as the thing that finally made him qualified to learn. Part 4 is the psychological hardware, and it's the piece that most needs handling with care. Kobe built an alter ego, the Black Mamba, a name he took from a Tarantino film, and he used it deliberately as a switch. The point of the character was not intimidation, it was separation. How well did the switch work? April 13, 2016. Final game of a 20-year career, a body that had already broken in most of the places a body can break. He scored 60 points on 50 shot attempts, and the Lakers won by 5. 20 years in, the ritual still executed on demand. And 3 years before that, the clearest picture of the whole system in one frame. April 12, 2013. Kobe is 34, playing nearly every minute of a desperate playoff push. He drives past a defender and his Achilles tendon tears with no contact at all. He does not go down and stay down. He stands at the free throw line, makes both shots, and walks off the floor himself. The Lakers won by 2. So what actually transfers if you are not a professional athlete and never will be? 3 things, and none of them require a 4 a.m. alarm. First, move your start, not your end. An earlier start buys you a whole extra recovery window, and that's where the compounding lies. Second, replace time targets with output targets, not 30 minutes of study, 20 problems correct. Third, go read the boring document nobody in your field reads. That's where the unclaimed edges are. Kobe Bryant died in January 2020 at 41. What he left behind isn't the alarm clock, and it isn't the mythology. It's the uncomfortable idea underneath all of it, that most of the distance between people isn't talent or even effort. It's structure, applied for an unreasonable length of time. If this was useful, subscribe. There's a new breakdown of one great mind every week, and the sources for this one are all linked in the description. Next episode, Marcus Aurelius. The most powerful man in the known world spent every morning writing notes to himself about how not to be a jerk, and those notes became the most practical psychology manual ever written. We'll decode the operating system of a philosopher king.